Hi guys, my name's Craig. Welcome to Small Farmer Life. Well, today I want to talk about business rates and are you going to have to pay business rates on your new small farming venture. So if you're into small farming, you're thinking about starting a small farm, maybe you're looking at purchasing a piece of agricultural land and you want to live on that land in the future, think about hitting that subscribe button because I do cover that topic a lot on this channel and you might find some helpful videos in the back catalogue. So go back and check those out if you're not already subscribed to the channel, and you might find some helpful information in those videos. And also hit the bell button so you're notified of upcoming videos also. But today I want to talk about business rates when it comes to farms. Now, if you're just farming in general and just doing farming activities on your farm, so maybe you're growing produce, or you might have a barn and you're storing your own animal feed and that sort of thing in the barn, and you're keeping your own animals in the barn and you're grazing animals on your land, then you won't pay no business rate. But there's certain things that will come under the category of business rates, and if you don't pay them and then you get caught later down the line, then you could find yourself with a hefty bill, and you don't want to be doing that. Now, business rates is just like a property tax, so it's just like council tax. And what they look at when it comes to actual farming, they say to you, diversify your farm so your farm can turn a profit. Now, a lot of farmers are doing that. They're using certain fields for glamping pods, or they could be using certain parts of the farm to maybe put shipping containers on there, and they rent them out to locals in the area so they can store their own junk in there and that sort of thing. But those sorts of activities will come under business rates, and there's lots of other activities that will come under business rates and you might not even think that they would. Like, you might put solar panels on your fields, and if you use all the electricity yourself, well, they wouldn't come under business rates. But if you pump some of that electricity into the national grid, well, you could be charged business rates on those solar panels that you've put up, or it could be wind turbines, anything like that. If you're putting anything into the national grid, you could get charged business rates on that sort of thing. Also, let's say you stop storing your own animal feed in a barn that you've got on your agricultural land, and you rented it out to the neighbour next door who might be a farmer also, and he starts storing his animal feed in that barn. Well, then you're becoming a landlord and you'll have to pay business rates on that property. Now, I don't know if it would be you who would pay business rates on that property or the person who's renting the property from you. You would have to find that out from your local authority, and you'd have to find out how much business rates you would have to pay. Now, you could be under the category of a small business and get small business rates relief, and you might not end up paying anything, or if you pay something, it won't be much at all. But if it's a 1,000 square metre barn and you come under, let's say, a £20,000 rateable value for that barn, then you might have to pay 51% or 49%. It's somewhere in that region of the actual rateable value of the building. So you could end up paying around about £10,000 per year in rates for renting out the barn if you're using that barn for something else other than agricultural purposes for yourself. So you've got to look at what you're going to be doing on your small farm. Now, if on your farm you're starting a fishery or something like that, you won't pay business rates on that. But if you're doing other things like starting up a small farm shop, well, it'll come under business rates. Now, like I said, you could come under small business and you'll probably get small business rates relief. But if you don't, and you don't get them out to check if you're going to have to pay business rates or not, then you could find yourself with a hefty bill, especially if you've been doing it for a while and you haven't told them that you've been doing it. Now, they could find out by a nosy neighbour, and I don't know why people do this, but some people just can't help but picking up the phone and dobbing you in to the local council that you're doing something other than farming with a building on your piece of land, or maybe you've started up a dog kennel business or a cattery, and them sort of businesses are not agricultural and they'll come under business rates, just like these stables I'm sat in now. Now, I use these stables to pack my fertile hatching eggs, and I keep quails in the corner, and obviously I'm doing a few YouTube videos in these stables. But if I rented these stables out to people to keep horses in, now there's 6 stables in this stable block, then that would come under business rates because I'm actually renting out the stables, so now it becomes a livery. But if I was using the horses myself that I kept in the stables for farming activities, it wouldn't come under business rates. But how many farmers in this day and age actually use horses to do the farming activities that they'll be doing around the farm? They use tractors, they don't use horses to pull a plough and that sort of thing. But there's lots of other things that you might be thinking about doing on your small farm. You could be using a barn that's on your small farm and getting people to pay you, so you train them to do certain things, and if you're training them and you're getting paid for training them, then you'll end up paying business rates because you're using that building for something other than agricultural. Now, if you're training people and you're not charging them, then you won't have to pay business rates. Let's say you start a charitable foundation up on your small farm, like a charity of some sort, you won't have to pay business rates on a building that you might be using for that charity. But any other thing that you could be using that building for, let's say I'm using one of my workshops as a wood shop and I'm going to be selling some of the products that come out of that wood shop. So I'm going to have to pay business rates on that small wood shop, and I'm also going to have to pay business rates on my actual farm shop. But they'll only be very small, and if they're only small, then it'll come under small business enterprise, and then I'll have to pay small business rates, and I'll probably get small business rates relief. So guys, think about what you're going to do on your small farm, and think about if you have to pay business rates, and if you're not sure, you need to phone your local council and find out if you do have to pay business rates and how much you have to pay. They'll send somebody out, they'll measure up the area, see what you're doing, and it depends where you are in the country, what type of thing you're going to be doing, and then they'll come up with a price that you have to pay, like the rateable value of that building, and then if you say, or they say to you, you have to pay business rates, then you have to pay the business rate for that building. So guys, always make sure that you know if you have to pay business rates or not, because there's one thing we can't get away from in this life, and that's death and taxes, and business rates is just another form of taxes. So guys, if you like the video, hit the like button. If you want to see more upcoming videos and you're interested in small farming, interested in purchasing some agricultural land, maybe you want to live on that land in the future, think about hitting the subscribe button and the bell button for more upcoming videos. And until next time guys, my name's Craig, you've been watching The Small Farmer Life. Make sure you take care of yourself, and most of all, take care of the family. Bye for now. See ya.